We're going to be slightly more advanced today, and we're going to talk about some of the hidden rules or the invisible rules that are found in the best graphic designs and used by the best graphic designers. So take a look at this design here that I quickly whipped up for today's video for you guys. Now I want to perfectly illustrate the first rule, or should I say rules, with this design, and that is of visual weight distribution. Now, visual weight is actually a very important aspect of graphic design, and yet many designers overlook it, which can harm their design if they don't understand how it works. So for example, if I change this design so that two of the elements are darker, the design now feels heavier. It kind of has a more heavier vibe to it. Our eyes interpret darker tones and denser forms as heavier. So small contrast shifts redistribute visual gravity across the canvas. And if you don't control the weight intentionally, the composition will control the viewer's attention for you. And so now maybe the viewer's eye begins at the bottom instead of at the top. The next thing about a visual weight distribution that you need to understand is that isolation increases the weight of something. So here we can bring the white heading down and give it some more space, increasing its isolation. And now it has even more weight visually speaking, even though it's slightly smaller than before. And lastly in this section, we want to consider the top levels of our canvas, because this is actually very crucial. Upper areas in a composition often feel heavier because we subconsciously associate the top of a frame with instability and gravity. Objects placed higher appear to require more support, so they carry more perceived visual tension than the same element placed lower. This means a dark or dense element near the top will feel significantly heavier than it would at the bottom, and that affects the overall balance of a design. Moving swiftly on, something now that if you learn and master, your entire designs will shift and change with a very minimal kind of effort. It's based around the art of using typography, of course. So on this design, do you notice anything about the typography specifically? Well, consider the white headline at the top and the large text at the bottom. They have a tight kerning or spacing, and that often creates the sense of urgency. The lack of room between each letter can be uncomfortable or simply like feeling urgent. That is, of course, compounded with the italic suggesting forward movement. But if we change things up, when we add some generous kerning and room, now things feel more relaxed and more premium. And yes, sure, if you want an ultra premium look, then maybe a serif would be useful. But the point is that spreading that kerning can give two very different feelings or emotions. But ladies and gentlemen of the design community, we can take things even further. Heavy type tends to feel authoritative because thicker strokes create visual density and dominance. The added weight increases contrast, reduces fragility, and gives the letter forms a sense of structure, strength, which is something always subconsciously associated with power. Use this little technique when your design needs to be a bit authority-driven or punchy. Conversely, thin type feels elegant because it introduces a delicate kind of restraint. The lighter strokes create more negative space, which feels refined and controlled rather than forceful. That subtly signals sophistication and luxury rather than dominance on your work, so keep that one in mind. The next hidden rule in graphic design is based around balance. Now, perfect balance might sound like the goal to you, like the Holy Grail, but in reality, perfect symmetry often feels static. It feels safe, predictable, almost a little bit too lifeless. But on the flip side, if you push things too far into asymmetry without any control on the design itself, things start to feel chaotic and unstable. The viewer doesn't feel guided, they feel unsettled. The sweet spot is controlled imbalance. A slight shift in alignment, a heavier element on one side, balanced by isolation or contrast on the other side. Just enough tension to create energy, but not so much that the composition collapses. That subtle friction is what gives a design movement and personality. And once you understand that, you stop aiming for perfection, and then you start kind of designing with intention around the brief itself. But all of what I just said in this section might be considered false. It always depends on the project and the brief you're working with. If you're designing for a law firm or a financial institution, or something that demands trust and stability, a super static and symmetrical layout might be exactly what is needed here. These hidden rules are not there to be applied blindly, they are tools. The real skill is knowing when to introduce tension and when to remove it entirely. Another hidden technique or rule is that of layering. On this design here, the first thing that probably pulls you in is that color scheme. The intense red background paired with the hyper-saturated yellow and blue, it creates immediate visual impact. It is loud, it's high contrast, and it's impossible to ignore. Now, within the first couple of seconds, your brain registers bold color and human forms. That is that initial hook, that's layer 1, pure visual stimulus. Then your eyes move to the word plastic because of its scale and contrast. It is large, it's central, and overlaps the figures, so it becomes the structural anchor of the composition. Now, immediately after that, your brain completes the phrase with how and are we, and the design shifts from being purely visual to conceptual. Now it becomes a question, now it just makes you kind of think. Only after the second layer do you move into the smaller body text defining plastic itself. That is the delayed hierarchy. The design feels clear within 3 seconds because the structure is obvious. But it reveals its depth over 15 seconds as you begin to read, process, and move through the design further. This is exactly how layered hierarchy should work in informative or conceptual posters or designs. First impact, then the message, and then the meaning and further investigation.
But if you didn't get your fill of graphic design content with today's video, just click one of those videos on screen right now. But until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.